My name is Rakel Garðarsdóttir, and I work as a producer in Iceland. I do a lot of things in Iceland though. I'm like a multitasking person. I decided a long time ago that I was never going to work for anyone else than me, and that I would always do what I want to do. You know, if I get an idea, I just try to make it. So I've been, doing, if I begin in the beginning, I'm a part of Vesturport, which started in 2001, I guess, and it started out as a theater company, and it's a small garage we rented, put up a sign, and we were 14 people who started it. I'm not one of the founders, but I came very early in because my brother is one of the founders. And most of the people in Vesturport are actors, but in the beginning to join the rank, and it was musicians, it was painters, it was all kinds of artists, and the theory behind it was that everyone was going to help each other out, So you would rent it, you could have your theater production there, then you could have the painter or the artist helping you out with set design, the musician could help you out with music, and so on. So the manifesto in Vesturport has always been that we're a group of people that help each other out. Whoa, yeah. It's going crazy. So, maybe this turns on. Yeah, so that's, we don't have any business around Vesturport. We never get our money to Vesturport's account. Vesturport is like an umbrella, and each production under Vesturport is financed on its own. And as I said, we began in the theater world, and we tour a lot. We were very lucky with that. So here's a map of where we've been with our productions. Oh, it doesn't want to show it. Does it? So we've been all around, and we're a group of friends. So it's been, great fun. We've been. You can imagine touring around these places with your friends, and you get, we only travel to 8 festivals. Theater festivals, like the big one. So they're all paid and taken care of. But in the beginning, the first festival we went to in Finland, and then in Russia, then we had to pay, then we paid for us to go there. You have to start somewhere. But then we had to sit down in 2008, and it was just a decision we took or made. We just decided that no one else is going to put us up. To the A festival category, so we just have to do it ourselves. So we just decided then we will never pay for us again to go to a festival, and it just worked out fine. Since then, we never paid to go to, we're getting paid for, and we're there with the theater that we're going to put up a production in Broadway. We've been in West End in London, and Broadway is like the mecca in the theater world in New York. But yeah. Then we wanted, of course, to do more, because Vesturport is about telling stories. We're really just interested in telling stories, in which platform it is. So in 2008, I'm making a TV program about ghosts for the national channel now, and I think the ghost is in my computer. It's like that. Do you see it? Something here behind. We made these 2 films called Children and Parents in 2007, I guess. It's a very low budget film. It started out to be 1 film, and we didn't get fund from the Icelandic Film Fund. But you can have what do you call it? The eftirstyrking, post-production fund or grant. So when we were editing this film, there was supposed to be 1 film in the beginning. We decided to make them into, we had so much material, because it's an improvising, they were improvising, the actors. We had so much material that we could make it into 2 films and seek development, post-production grant for each film. Great. So this one got 15 million, and this got 15 million. Which is very low, but and these were our first films, and they did very well,
Very good films. Very good films.
And we traveled. Then we started to travel to film festivals, and then we were like, yeah, that's fun. So it's all about the festivals, you know. No. And Ragnar Bragason, he's a well-known director today. One of his probably third film or something. And these are the actors in Vesturport. So, you know, the actors didn't get any paid. It was just like, you know these low-budget things. And
sorry, he is the one who did the Metalhead, the movie, so.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah. It was in his early days. And he wanted to have it in black and white. And we never actually have figured it out why he wanted it. Maybe he has the answers, but it was shot in black and white. Then we went on and we did a play that we took in the beginning to Russia and Finland called Brim. It's called Surf in English. And it did really well. It's a small play with few actors and it's 1 hour long, really easy to tour with. And we wanted to make a film from it. So we joined Zigzag Productions. I don't know if you know them. It's a production company in Iceland. They're friends of ours, of course, it's a small country. And we did this film. And then we done some other films. But these are all co-productions with another companies. These two are done with a company called Mystery. Don't know if you know them or if you met them. So then we went into the documentary field and did a 6-episode TV series about the Viking stories. And that was the same. We didn't get so much money from the fund to do this documentary because it's very, very low amount you get for documentaries in Icelandic Film Fund. So we looked for money. We're always trying to find money, and we got a sponsor called TM. It's like a insurance company. Yeah. So they paid it. They gave us loads of money, and not loads of money, but they were the main sponsors of this, and it was shown. It's been bought from. We're selling it around the world. In the beginning, it was shown that the national TV, RÚV broadcaster, the national broadcaster, and then we were always trying to sell it to like the big TV stations around the world, like BBC or NRK, all these big ones. But as soon as we found out that we were trying to sell it in the wrong places, because it's quite niche, you have to know a little bit about the Viking stories to enjoy it and stuff. So as soon as we figured out there's loads of history channels and school programs and stuff like that, then when we went into that field, it started to pick up really good, and then we started to sell it. It's not, we're not getting rich from it, but it's enjoyable that, we're spreading something around that is an educational program for schools, and it's shown in all kids' schools in Iceland today, and it's always a nice thing, when you do something that lives. Our recent program is Blóðberg. Where is it? It's called The Homecoming in English. It's the same as with Surf. It's based on a play we did, written by one of our members, and he directed it as well. We didn't get the fund from the Icelandic Film Center to do it, but we really believed in it, and we really wanted to do it. And it's so boring when you have a project and you really believe in it and you really, really like it, and you take it somewhere like to the Icelandic Film Fund, and there's few people there, and they're like deciding for you what you're going to do with your life, If they say no, because in Iceland it's very hard to do something here if you don't get the fund. If you don't get the Icelandic Film Fund, the Scandinavian film funds are not going to support you, and it's a quality stamp in a way to get the Icelandic Film Fund if you're going to seek other funds. But if they say no, you don't want to just like, oh, okay, then I just don't do it, and I just do something else. So we decided to try a new platform. So we teamed up with Channel 2, a TV station in Iceland, and they financed it for us, And instead of that, we premiered it on TV, and then it went to the cinema. So I had a premiere on Easter Day at Channel 2 and on TV, and then a few days later it went to the cinema. And it was like a new platform, and I'm very interested in that platform as well. Of course, it suits some films more than others, obviously, you know. But like for the first day, you know, when we premiered it on the TV station, 50,000 people saw it, you know, and that's more than, you know, we just want people to see the film. And it's so hard to get Icelandic people to the cinema to see Icelandic films, you know, the average is maybe 8,000 people. You know, one film hits, and you get maybe 50, 60,000 people, and then it's a huge hit. But otherwise, it's very hard. So, and the thing is now with this film, we went with it to the Gothenburg Film Festival, and there it got picked up by an agency called ICM Partners. I don't know if you know them. They're both based in UK and in America, and they're now trying to. They work like that. They find films or stories they like, and they develop it into 12-episode series for America. So Sony is now. We're dealing with Sony now because they really want to buy this film or the idea and make it into a huge American TV series with, you know, big names, and so it's a very fun process we're in now with that.
But this one is not Harrison Ford, right?
No, I think he looks like Tim Robbins.
I thought it was Harrison Ford.
I'll tell him he will, you know, just save his summer. So, but that's a very low budget film as well, you know. We just, if we don't get supported, we just find another way to do it. We just lower our budget, and instead of just giving up and say, okay, we try to finish our projects and do them, and then keep on. But it's difficult in Iceland, you know. They're like I said, you know, and it's a very scary world because, like I said, it's 8,000 people, maybe average, that go to the cinema to see an Icelandic film. It's that many, and it's very hard to finance films here. So many Icelandic filmmakers have started to make films in English. So maybe in the future we won't even have Icelandic language films anymore. And, you know, Hrútar now, Rams, who won the Cannes Film Festival, it's hardly spoken, you know. It's a silent movie. So our upcoming projects are on a big scale, and we've been working on it for a few years. And that's why we always do this small budget, low budget things on the side, because we're working on Broadway show, which is a very heavy thing and expensive, and these two things. This one, it's our former president in Iceland. She's the first female president in the world. It's a period film, it's a genre, you know. She's still alive, so it's a very complicated progress to go through, because, you know, it's different to make a film when someone is just passed away. But, you know, she will sit in the cinema and watch the film. You know, so. And then we have, it's called in English The Hut. This film has loads of co-producers. I went with it to Cannes last year to get co-producers. You know, it's like this heavy thing, you know, from France, Denmark, Norway, Germany, of course Iceland. And the problem is, like you probably have in your country, is the development is always so difficult, you know, because the co-producers, they need to have a script, you know, otherwise they can't say if they want to join you or not, you know. And if you're going to have a script, you have to pay someone to write the script. And then you need the money to, you know, and where are you going to find that money? If you don't have an established company that, you know, you can seek money from, it's a very hard thing. So it's good to know rich people, you know. They're often a good help in that, you know. We've been working with some few rich people. No, but it's of course it's you know, the amount you get from the film fund here to write a script, I think it's 1.2 million, but the script costs like 6 million, you know. where you come to, it's not like you have 5 million lying at home. So that's what I always find the most difficult thing when I'm starting a production, is to find money for the development, for the script, to make some nice like presentation, you know, a flyer or whatever you take with you when you go to meet someone, or to make it a little professional. And you know, of course you can make your own PowerPoint, but you know, it's maybe not a selling point. And then yeah, The Hut is it's a 10-episode drama, takes place in the Westfjords in Iceland. It's about the quota system in Iceland, the fishing company, how the company stole our fish, and it got funded by. There we got development money because it's a co-production with Scandinavia, with Norway. We have a Norwegian writer on it, and then we could seek some funds that are called Nordvision. Don't know if you're familiar with that one. It's the Scandinavian TV channels. They're together with like fund, loads of money there in that fund. But you need to have a Scandinavian company with you, or a Scandinavian co-writer or co-producer.
Who is this animation?
And then don't know. It's just we stole it from the internet. So this is a. So this is very excited, and this is going really well. And we plan to shoot both of it in 2017, early 2017, and later in 2017. And you know, it's always boring to think like that because it's like 2015, but time flies, and you're always waiting for answers, and you're always waiting for, you know, the script to be ready, and you're always, you know, it's just you sit and wait, and that's why it's so much fun to have smaller project on the side. So I just didn't want to show me, but at least I started a movement in Iceland to fight food waste. So that's my side project, and through that I've been written books, and I've hosted TV shows and stuff on that matter, like an environmental things. And we're working on a documentary, Vesturport, called Awakening World, that is shot in Scandinavia and UK, and that's shot now in. We start in September. We have a Danish. We have a few Scandinavian crew members. Big tip, obviously, to get money from, you know, Scandinavia, because it's, like I said, it's very hard to finance documentaries in Iceland. But then you know, always have to be clever, like we've been doing. We have companies who sponsors us. When you're doing a film like this, documentary on environmental things, it's very difficult to find the right sponsors, you know, in a way, because they can't be greenwashing you. You know, you can't just put their name there and use it as a greenwashing tool. So I'm trying to, you know, we get from like governments, and Reykjavik City is, you know, we have to go that field to sponsor that movie. And of course the Icelandic Film Fund. Yeah, that's the story of Vesturport. It's basically this, that we never give up, and we just lower our budget, and it's very nice. And I'm working, like now I'm also working for the national broadcaster in Iceland, doing a 6-episode documentary series about our myths and ghosts and elves, and you know, what happens when you die and all that stuff, the big questions. And I always, when I work for the national broadcaster, I always do it as an independent. I never work for them, you know. It's my production, it's Vesturport production, and I hire in people, but they pay it, and then they show it, and then they own it, of course, you know. But it's I think it's important to, you know, to do it. Then you have more freedom, and yeah, it's nice. So it's very good to, instead of, you know, I know like Isolt, who is the director of Vigdís. She's a great director. She's done a few shorts. She's doing her first feature this year, I think, or next year. And Vigdís will be her second. And she's like been waiting for this first feature for 5-6 years, you know. It takes so long time, you know, and you get frustrated if you're not working, you know, while you're waiting. You know, and especially when you have like a huge film with big budget, you know, it takes time. So I really like, you know, like having small projects and just, you know, it's like being in the sports or something, you know, you get exercise and, you know, it's lots of things you learn from it and it's fun. You know. Really like it. So. And I really like low budget things, you know, it's, or, you know, the working method around it, it's, everything gets much more portable, you know, it's like, it's much easier. But of course you can't get maybe the results you want, but so when, you know, it's good and bad and everything.
But from what I saw, like, looks like you, I don't want to be mean or anything, but you don't rely so much on the Icelandic nature like a lot of filmmakers do in Iceland. Looks like you've been doing those films like kind of in a, how to say, like theatrical way, like kind of entertaining.
Because we're more like maybe, like I said in the beginning, storytellers. You know, we really like stories. We're not, maybe not so much in the landscape or the cinema, you know, like in that, you know.
Guide to Iceland.
No, there are other people doing that, you know, films with animals and the landscape. Yeah. No, but no, we're more into just humans and normal, you know, not normal stories, but you know. And like you saw, you know, 2 of our films are based on our play, you know, and both written by someone in our group, you know, so, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you approach companies or private people to get funding for their films, how do you actually approach them? Do you offer them something in return,
Yeah.
like product placement or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, what makes them motivate this? What motivates them finance this project?
Usually, when you go and, you know, to these big companies, you're usually seeking, you know, they have so much money, and you're seeking so little money, so you know that's no problem for them to give you that money. You just have to try to, you know, because it's just 1 month's salary for them or something. Do you know what I mean? It's just, even if it's whatever, 100,000 euros or something, it's nothing for them, you know. Or, yeah, what the euro is. You know what I mean? So, like for the Journey's End, we got like 20 million or something from the insurance company. And
But they didn't ask anything in return? They just gave it to you?
the you know, we always try to recoup, of course, you know, try to sell it so they get their money back. But it's a risk and they know it, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work.
So you pay it back?
Yeah,
But
if we recoup, yeah.
yeah,
It's like an investment, you know, it's just like an investment. It's different with companies, but like this Journey's End, we did it with Channel 2, we didn't, it's not like that.
But if you don't earn money, they don't care that you don't give it back.
So they're all
They-
risk, right?
No, they know that, you know, they risk on behalf. But they get, of course, their logo in the beginning, like Vesturport and maybe this company presents.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And especially like with the documentary series, then it's shown in TV, so it gets loads of people are watching it. You know, it's more hard in cinema when you're like, okay, 8,000 people are maybe going to see it, you know. So, but when you have something for the TV, you can, you know, maybe 50,000 people are at least going to see it, and then it goes on to the VOD, and you can sell it to other channels, you know. I find it much easier to work with TV than, or, you know, it's more platforms to sell stuff, and, you know, it's getting harder and harder to sell an Icelandic film if it doesn't win Cannes or anything, you know. So many films out there, can you imagine, you know?
But in that case, did Tryggingalisten, have they gotten something back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have.
Not the whole amount, but, you know, we split it now. It's just like we own a company together, like around that film. So, you know, when money comes in, we divide them. But we're just glad that we did it, and, you know, everyone got paid, and, you know, all that.
You must have a lot of staff, you know, just around this company, you know.
We?
Yeah.
No. Vesturport doesn't have any staff.
So like accountants and, you know.
We do it all by ourselves. We decided that long time ago. Once when we were starting the theater thing, we thought about if we should just own a theater, just move from the small house, just become a theater company, with a theater. But then we figured out very early that, then everything starts to be around that building instead of what's happening in the building, It will just be very, very hard, and all the focus will just be on the rent, the salary, who's going to clean, And that's the same with like offices and stuff. We never have any, our office is very small. We don't spend any money on like things like this. And we try to be clever, We try to just get deals with companies. Like we have a good deal with a telephone company, Nova, their sponsor. My car is always a rental car, It's we work with the rental car agency, So just have to be clever through your life, and then it's then it's fun, Then it's always just fun. Then you're always just focusing on the projects.
Gypsy style.
Okay, you're telling us how like you're selling your stuff to the companies, but how would somebody sell stuff to you? Like let's say somebody has a script or something,
We don't
and
do
they
it.
think they have potential script and they want to collaborate with Vesselport.
We never do it. Not because we don't want to. It's just because we just have so much stuff, from ourselves. We have so many ideas ourselves that we're always doing. So we don't have time to do anything else.
So how did it came about with Valdís Óskarsdóttir?
Because of mystery. Valdís Óskarsdóttir, she is Davíð. It's a small country. So Davíð and Árni, who owns Mystery. Davíð is Valdís' son, and Árni, the other owner, he is the brother of my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law is in Vesturport. The Icelandic way.
Yeah.
No, so we really focus on, and Vesturport is, I really recommend to work in a group, if you can find a group to work together in, like we did in Vesturport. It's so much more fun, to have someone always and throw ideas between, and if you write something, to get like real comments without being shy or, scared about it or whatever, just people you trust. And then, it's always like fun in work, whatever we do, it's always, but of course we don't only work in Vesturport, and Vesturport is, like I'm in Vesturport, my husband is in Vesturport, and he's an actor and director as well. My brother, he's in Vesturport, and he's also an actor and a director, and Nina, my sister-in-law. So the four of us, we're always together, it's a family thing, but we're still with, a company. And like now I'm working down at National Broadcast, the television station. My brother is in Newcastle playing in Beowulf TV series. My husband is in TV episodes called Fortitude, which is Sky production in UK, and directing at the National Theatre. And Nina is in Réttur, which is a saga film, so we're not stuck in, we do other stuff as well. But then we all, work together on the projects we want to do. Like Nina, my sister-in-law, she is playing Vigdís, the huge production we're doing. And Gísli and Hlynur, my brother and my husband, they're directing the big TV series we're doing. So it's all related.
May I ask you?
Yeah.
You mentioned that one of your movies was premiered on a TV,
Yeah.
right? Did it travel to film festivals later on?
Yeah, it's starting now.
And how do the film festivals react to it? Does it influence somehow?
Some do, because there's a bit of a fight between the cinema and the TV still, So
Sure.
they always wanted to call it, like in the Icelandic Film Fund, they're always talking about the TV film. And I was always saying, well, it's just a film, Why do you always have to say TV film? It's just shown on TV, but Matrix is also shown on TV, but it's not a TV film, it's just a film. But they always wanted to call it a TV film, which I don't see the difference. Do you know what I mean? Today, because it has changed so much.